It says it is setting it up and directing it on over. All right, guys, we are live in Thriving 101. So hello, everyone. Hopefully, hello. Hopefully we are catching some of you guys on your lunch break. Just wanted to go live in here. We really haven't gone live since those 12 days of that we had, and we've had a lot of things going on since then. A lot of people obviously have started their Thrive experience in this group since we launched this, and it's so fun. I love the fact, guys, always feel welcome to come over in the group and tell us a little bit about your own story, because that's what we do around here is we celebrate people's stories. So I may have some of you mute out this when you're not talking, just so we don't have as much background noise. We have a little bit of background noise somewhere. But anyway, for those of you that are new that have not yet seen me, I'm the one at the pinned post at the top of the page where I welcome you guys to this group. But my name is Maria Dillard. I've been thriving a little over 5 years. And my personal experience, guys, was I was a tired, exhausted mama who was in a severe mom funk, and I needed to get out of that mom funk. My friend Tony had been reaching out to me multiple times before I started my Thrive experience. I actually said no to her for 8 months. I was super skeptical, like a lot of you, how in the world was this going to be that much different? I was already taking another nutritional product line that I'd taken for 11 years, but I will tell you what, finally I hit a wall and said, enough is enough. I have to do something, not only for me, but also for my family. We have a big family. We've got 4 kids. My twins were only 3 years old when I started this journey. So, that's something in itself, right? And I knew that I deserved to feel good. So I actually started out as a customer, and everyone in this group has a customer account where you can get in there and check things out. I started out as a customer, and because I really wasn't considering a business whatsoever. I mean, I definitely could have used some income, but I just wasn't in that mindset. I really started this just to feel better myself. So started my Thrive experience, and it has absolutely rocked my world. I tell everyone I feel 10 years younger. I sleep good every night. My knees don't bother me anymore. It just allows me to enjoy this crazy, chaotic stage of life that we are in. Right now, we've got a senior in high school. We have a basketball game tonight that's a little over 2.5 hours away from home. My son is in 6th grade. He just started his select baseball season. The twins right now are in basketball, but then they just have baseball tryouts. So like they have basketball practice and baseball practice on the same night, and we're trying to figure that out. When I say it came into my life at the perfect time, that is definitely an understatement. And one of the biggest things and the biggest points that I have to make, guys, is I don't ever want to go back to where I was before Thrive. So real quickly, I'm going to pause for a second. If you're on, let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know if you are in that place. We've got a lot of Thrivers in here too, and I'm sure you're like, I don't ever want to go back to where I was before Thrive. I'm hearing a tapping noise. I don't know who that is. Is that, hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Is he giving us the hearts? I bet he is. Anyway, so let us know, that you are thriving. And I think all thrivers would say we thrive every day because we don't want to go back to where we were before. I don't want to go back to having those headaches all the time like I used to. I don't want to go back to my knees aching every time the weather changed. I don't want to go back to not even being able to go for a run because then my knees would be inflamed and I couldn't walk for days. I don't want to go back to being just that grouchy mom. I don't want to go back to having to take a nap, when I came home from church instead of wanting to, you know what I mean? I just don't ever want to go back to how I felt before. And really that's why I wake up every morning and do those 3 simple steps. So who wants to go next and kind of introduce the 3 simple steps? And I have them right here, so I can actually hold those up while we talk about those. Raise your hand if you want to go next and I'll unmute you. Okay.
Me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you, Jenna.
Perfect. So yeah, the three core steps. Honestly, that's my favorite part about Thrive is because it's so simple. And I find I've done so many things, and the reason I didn't stay on it is because it wasn't simple. And obviously, it didn't work either. But that's a big part of it. You know, we all are busy, no matter what we're doing in our day-to-day lives. So the three core steps, you start as soon as you open your eyes. You take 1 to 2 capsules, which I'll let you show. So super easy, 2 capsules, 20 to 40 minutes later on an empty stomach. So by the time you're out of bed, get to your kitchen, you're drinking the ultra micronized lifestyle mix, which tastes really good. I don't like shakes, and these, you guys, are delicious. Like, I crave these all the time. And then right after that, you just slap on your DFT. So that cool looking sticker thing you see everybody wear. And that's it. That's literally it. You're done for the day, and you do not have to remember anything else. It's that simple, and it's effective. It's absolutely effective. So you'll be noticing it right away. Do you want me to share my story too, or do you?
I do, and let everybody know where you're from, because we kind of have people from all over. So I'm from San Angelo, Texas, far west Texas. Jenna.
Yes. So I'm actually from Canada, up in the cold. I don't even know how you guys do temperature Fahrenheit, but it's like minus 30 Celsius here, and it's gross. It's so cold. I'm like in my sweater. But yeah, up in Canada, Calgary, Alberta, if anyone knows where that is. So yeah, and man, I've been thriving almost 4 years now, and it's crazy to even think that. It feels like just yesterday I started. My story is a little bit different. I won't go too in detail, but just so you guys know a little bit of backstory, because I feel like it really helps and just relates to people to know like the real raw story, not just, oh, I feel better now. Like, there's real stuff that goes on in life, right? So I was actually adopted, and I had such a good relationship with my birth mom. We were really, really close. Everything was really good. And then one day she just told me, hey, I'm moving, you know, and this was me seeing her every day, like best friends. She moved away, and then promised she called me on my birthday, and I didn't hear from her for 9 years. So I was broken. I was smashed. I was just lost myself, completely lost myself. I started going down the wrong road. I don't even know what all I can say on Alive, but I was making a lot of wrong choices. I was in and out of jail. Like, I was doing terrible things, and it just was because I was lost. I went down a downward spiral. And then fast forward to that's when I was in Medicine Hat, so a small town. But then I decided to move. I was like, I know there's something in my soul calling me for more. I know I need to step up and step out. So I moved 3 hours away from home, where I knew nobody, into a big city, 1.5 million, which I guess I don't even know if that's big for you guys, but that's big for Canada. So all by myself. And then I started working at the gym, got really into my nutrition and all that stuff. And that's when I found Thrive. And I just felt like it was the missing piece. I truly, you know, was praying and hoping for something to just feel like me again. And I knew that it was coming. I just didn't know in terms of what. And that's when I found Thrive. And I honestly remember like it was yesterday, because I woke up on day one. I took my capsules. I drank my lifestyle mix. I slapped down my DFT, and I felt good. Like, I felt good. I had energy. I walked to the gym, which was an hour away from my house. I was like, yeah, I don't need to drive. I have so much energy. I'm going to walk. I worked out my legs. I upped all of my weights by like 5 to 10 pounds, and then walked home. Anyone who works their legs out knows that's insane. Usually you can't even walk down a staircase after you work your legs out. And I was like walking an hour home. And then I just, felt really a lot of energy that first day. However, for about the first 2 weeks, I'm not going to lie, guys, like, I did go through some ups and downs, but because I understand nutrition a bit more than, you know, the average person, we're not too educated in life about nutrition. You know, I was kind of tired, kind of hungry, but for me, I was excited because I knew that meant it was working. I knew that meant something was changing in my body. And then about week 3 is all of a sudden, I remember driving in my car, and all of a sudden I looked out the windows, and everything was brighter and everything was clear. And I just felt the fog was lifted. And from that moment on, I was like, I get it. Like, I get why everyone is, you know, sharing this and so passionate about this, because you truly get your life back. Like, I got my spark back from that moment on, and that is why I share, because everyone deserves this. You don't realize how much nutrition impacts your whole world, your emotions, the way you think, your thoughts. Like, you guys, you are what you eat and what you put in your body, as cliche as that is, but it creates your whole world. So you have to be intentional with what you put in your body. And then on top of that, you know, what you put in your mind. And it's so incredible to be surrounded by these amazing people, because it truly is life-changing in every aspect. So yeah, that's like my quick short version of my Thrive experience.
I love it. You know, I like to say that, how many of you would agree there's a dose of motivation in the capsules? Raise your hand. Those of you that are watching, if you're a Thriver with us, is there a dose of motivation in those capsules? And you're so right, Jenna. I mean, I guess we should put out that disclosure. Once you start thriving and feeling like $1 million, you may be, how do I say this? You're gonna expand what you know, and you're gonna grow. Like, you just, when you're taking care of yourself, you just realize all that life has to give you, I guess. So you end up dreaming a little bit bigger. You know, you end up absolutely falling in love with helping other people feel amazing. And around here, we get rewarded for sharing this with other people. How many of you are thriving for free? If you would raise your hand, if you are thriving for free. I know Robin is, she's just driving down the road. Okay, so who wants to talk to us? Stacy, do you want to come and share your story a little bit and talk to us about the whole thriving for free? Because I've personally been thriving for free since my very first month. That was actually when I felt amazing as a customer. That day that I knew I wanted to be a Thriver for life, I was on day 5 of my Thrive experience. And I that was what I said to Tony. I actually posted on her Facebook page, because I love to support my friends in this industry, right? And I said, oh my gosh, I feel amazing. I can't believe I waited so long to try this. You mentioned something about free. I need to figure that out, because we were in a tough place. We were living for sure paycheck to paycheck when I started my Thrive experience. So thriving for free was a huge deal to me. Stacy, kind of tell us a little bit about your story and talk to us about thriving for free.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yes. So thriving for free is super simple, and was really huge for us as well, because we absolutely had zero extra income to commit to anything. Had just had baby girl at 6 months before that, and had twin boys that were 8 at the time when we started. So free was huge. And I was never committed to anything along this line. I was a little bit different than probably a lot of you guys, I think. For sure you, Mario, because I didn't work out and had never done nutrition anything. It was kind of just get by with what you had. So I was nervous for sure, but free was good. And you said it was only because we had to, refer to people, so there wasn't any sales gimmick that I had to worry about. So that was really cool for me, and we did that pretty quickly on, because there was no way we could have the extra expenditures. Charlie was fixing to have to go into daycare because I had to go back to work. So it's just lots of stuff going on, which is a big part of what my story was. You reached out to us that November before. So Charlie was a month old, I think, maybe. And you talked to Chris about it first, because he had done health and wellness and probably every supplement known to man at that point, being a firefighter paramedic. But I had no desire, no interest. I couldn't take pills. I couldn't take vitamins. I couldn't take mixtures of any sorts. I was just not happening. So I was like, yeah, okay, because I loved you and I didn't want to disappoint. And but at the same time was still like, there's no way this is happening for me. Chris decided to start, which his story is a lot of ours, because I watched him for 3 months before I would ever even try it, due to all of those factors. So the thought of having to take a capsule first thing in the morning, or 2 even at that, really scared me. The mixture, I had tried things before off and on and was like, nah, there's no way this is gonna work. It just really wouldn't take it. I couldn't, I don't know, I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. So watching Chris for 3 months come home and be able to function after working a 24-hour shift as a firefighter paramedic was really kind of eye-opening for me, because he could function instead of having to, relax or rest those 48 hours in between and recover, based on what they were doing. But he was getting things done. And so from coming home from working full time and, watching him still do stuff and me just wanting to lay on the couch, I was like, okay. And you, of course, were still reaching out and saying, hey, I know you're going to love this. Just give it a try. And I was still putting you off, but I finally decided to right before the boy's birthday. And I was so thankful, because by day 4, oh my gosh, it was like the whole world had changed for me. The crazy head stuff was, better. And I felt like I could do stuff instead of grabbing things on the way home to, from fast food. We were cooking and we were playing football in the yard, and just, it was like the world had changed and was a whole new life for me. And so day 4, I was like, okay, what do we need to do? I ordered, of course, right off, because you're like, just do it. You're going to love it. And then it was the promoter thing that you're like, you can do this and it can help. And I'm like, no, I can't do this. But I did, because people started noticing things in me. And like my cousin, she said, okay, what are you doing, one day out of the blue? But she's like, you're posting all this stuff now, and this is not you. So what's going on? And so she jumped in with me, and she had taken another product forever and was like, my husband's going to kill me if I spend any money on anything else. I was like, here, let me send you this sample. You're going to love it. It's a trial pack. And by like the first day, she was like, okay, let's order this. But it's definitely opened a variety of things and options for us. We talk about options a lot now because we get to do those things. And I have an Escalade that's sitting in my driveway that was definitely needed because my family of now 5 had outgrown my little Honda Accord and was stressing over that. And so it's just been life-changing for us. And I say that wholeheartedly because that's really what it has done for us financially. We still share with everybody that we know because it really does change, your outlook on everything. It makes you feel better. First of all, right out of the morning when my kids are not worrying about mom screaming and saying, come on, we gotta go, it's just lighthearted, and we sing in the car now, and it's just totally been different for us.
Okay, so raise a hand if, since you've been thriving and maybe a significant other has been thriving, your activity level is changed. And I know Jenna doesn't have kids yet, but okay, so activity level change, raise your hand. And then basically your kids now have to keep up with you. I mean, it really has made such a difference in now our kids are like, this is the new normal, right? But I remember the first time when we went to Disney after I'd been thriving, and you know how like you read all those mom blogs, they're like, oh yeah, you need to schedule nap time, and I'm like, no, we were at Disney, like we're not just going to the resort to take a nap during the day. We're gonna open this park and we're gonna shut this thing down, and then you're like, oh, these poor kids aren't thriving with this. So, okay, Megan, talk to us a little bit. I know Palmer's ready to go 9-9. So, talk to us a little bit about your experience and really what made you. I'm trying to unmute you. Okay, tell us a little bit about your experience and just what it's done for you. And I know basically you kind of had your own experience, and then once Palmer was born, it's like you had Thrive experience number 2 because it was thriving with a newborn versus the first time you had a newborn and not thriving. So tell us a little bit about that journey.
Oh my gosh. Yes, guys. I have actually been thriving for a little over 5 years now. I'm from the North Texas area. It is super nice today. So I'm sorry, Jenna, up in Canada. We're enjoying this beautiful weather. Like, I'm not going to lie. And, during these, days that it's super sunny outside, like it just makes me thankful for Thrive because we do get outside and we are just enjoying life now. And Maria introduced this to me a little over 5 years ago. And I saw how excited she was about thriving and feeling good with 4 kids. And I thought, well, at the time I had 1, so who knows what this can do for me. And I love how Jenna kind of shared a little bit of her backstory. And guys, I was a stay-at-home mom, and it's not something that I had set my mind out to only be. I had worked for a Major League baseball company, and I had missed out on a lot with my son at the time. And so we started living paycheck to paycheck. It was not rainbows and butterflies by any means, but I didn't want to be away from my son at the time. And so we made it work. But so many people think, oh, stay-at-home mom, you're living the life, It's not. Honestly, you get emotionally and mentally drained, guys. You lose yourself. You get wrapped up in so many things, like mentally thinking about stuff like, why am I not doing this? Why am I not contributing to the family? It eats you alive. And then you find yourself napping all the time. Your kiddos are watching TV 24/7. And that was definitely the case. My little boy was 3.5 when I started my Thrive experience. And I'm just super thankful that I was introduced to this when I was, because our lives changed. Day one, I fell in love with the simplicity, and it's amazing. My son now plays select baseball just like my nephews do. I pack baseball stuff all the time, guys, and I have to pack her stuff. I mean, we're the person with like 20 wagons at the baseball game. I don't have to worry about packing my Thrive. I don't have to set alarms or take a million capsules or anything like that, which is huge. Day 4 rolled around and I started noticing the motivation, guys. It's life-changing. You want to be productive. You're not procrastinating like I definitely was before my Thrive experience. And so the best, comparison, I guess, guys, she's all over the place. She's 18 months. So I have an 8-year-old and an 18-month-old. But for me, I definitely laid on the couch, watched TV. I didn't want to do anything. I stayed in my pajamas all the time before Thrive. We didn't get out of the house much. And, that definitely took a toll on me. Now with her, guys, it's night and day. I mean, we just got back from gymnastics. I just unloaded the groceries. Yesterday, we were outside for probably 5 hours, like just playing. Like, that's what I want to do now since Thriving. I have the motivation. And actually, for probably like a couple months now, probably for a couple months now, I lay her down for a nap and I go work out, guys. I run on the treadmill. It's mind blowing that I have that motivation come like lunchtime right now that she's ready to take a nap. I'm ready to kick butt. I'm ready to conquer the day and get things done instead of laying on the couch and just letting the day pass. I'll get outside and do a workout. I'll pick up, around the yard. I mean, it's just crazy to me how completely different it was with my son compared to her. You would think I would be just crashing and exhausted, but that's not the case. Like, I want to go places every single day. It's kind of funny. Like yesterday we went to the park and hung out for like 2 hours. I mean, guys, I was with an 18-month-old at the park for 2 hours. If that doesn't tell you Thrive is amazing, I don't know what will. And then today's gymnastics. Tomorrow we'll go up to the school and I'll let her run while I stuff folders for Layton's teacher. Like, I'm just happy and healthy. And it's crazy to think that after 2 kids, I'm now 30 and I feel better now than I did when I was in college, and I'm in better shape. It just shows you that giving your body what it needs can truly be life-changing. And it has for me. So that's a little bit comparison wise, guys. Thriving with a baby is way better than not thriving with a baby.
I love it. I love it. All right. So, Jason, let's hear from the dad's point of view.
All right. Well, I'm so happy to be here. I was surprised when I got the message that you wanted me to join the Zoom, and I'm so excited. And I wanted to tell you guys something. My journey is only beginning. I've been doing this for 7 months, and I watched my friend Tanya, who's direct to Maria, for 2.5 years. And I just did not think that this product was going to do anything for me. The last vitamin supplements that I took, I was 8 years old and I chewed up the Flintstone vitamins and they didn't do anything for me. I did not feel any kind of way after eating those. So I said,
do they still have Flintstone vitamins, y'all?
I don't know. But I'll tell you, I trusted Tanya, and I knew that it was working for her, and I saw a lot of her lifestyle changes, and I'm friends with her husband, so he's in my fantasy football league. So I would ask him, so is this stuff really good? And he's like, you got to talk to Tanya. And I just kept blowing her off for 2.5 years, but she consistently reached back out, and I just said, I don't think it's for me. She loved me where I was. 2.5 years later, I said, okay, I was going through a lot of stuff, divorce, I don't know if you know, but I went to rehab, and my life was a complete disaster. And I just got out of rehab, and I was trying to get my life back on track. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give this stuff a shot. So I did. And I was a coffee drinker, big coffee in the morning, eating the Dunkin' Donuts, Mountain Dews all day. That's the way I was. Energy. I just was fat. I was lazy. I was just a mess. So I took the product not to lose weight. I wanted to see if it would actually work and make me feel better. I didn't do it as a business. I just wanted to try it. Well, the first day that I took it, they said, don't drink the caffeine, Jay. You won't need it. And I was like, okay, well, I'll listen. So I did. I listened. And then within 30 minutes of taking my steps, I felt that clean burning energy. So I was like, wow, maybe it's a placebo effect. I don't know. But if
Can I interrupt? I have to have a disclaimer. Everyone is not a day one thriver. If you were a day one thriver, though, raise your hand. And if you are jealous of day one thrivers, that's the rest of us. Okay, I love it. Okay, go ahead.
So just to finish up, so I felt the energy, okay, and I thought if that's all that this is, that's good because I like the energy. No caffeine crashes, and it was a simple thing to do. It just happened within 20 minutes in the morning. I'm done. Well, that night, I heard that the sleep was better. I'm a light sleeper. I don't sleep well. Never have. I'm a night owl. I like to watch Netflix shows at night. I watch episodes. I wake up. I watch TV. Well, I took the product that day. The very first night, I slept the whole night, and I was shocked. I woke up in the morning. My eyes never opened the whole night. I had amazing sleep and the rest that I had. So I was like, okay, energy yesterday, sleep last night. I'm going to keep taking this. I already bought a month. I might as well see what the hell's going on, right? 7 days later, I'm taking the 3 steps every single day. I had that energy. I slept great. I felt like a euphoric feeling. I was like, what the hell is going on? So I picked up the phone. I called Tanya. I called Allison. I said, what the hell is in this stuff? Because I feel freaking amazing. I'm in recovery. It better not have any drugs. Like, I feel so awesome. And they just laughed at me and they're like, Jay, we told you this premium nutrition, you are thriving, sir. So I've been taking it ever since. 7 months in, I've lost 37 pounds. I didn't take this for weight loss. I didn't take this to sell it. But once I got it in my body, I knew I had to share it because I wanted other people to feel how I felt and get the effects. And what's so crazy to me is I started hitting every bonus right off the bat. 20 days in, I get my car bonus. So I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So I was so excited to be sharing this and hitting these ranks. In 90 days, I hit the 40K. So I was like, all right, I can do this. This is legitimately something that anybody can do, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. So friends that have said no to me in the past, they watched me and they're like, man, your life is freaking changing. And I'm like, yes. And you know what? Yours can too. So people reached out to me yesterday that have been watching my journey. They're like, all right, we want to know what's up with this car bonus and how did you lose all the weight? So I just love the product. I love the people. I earned the Punta Cana trip, which I'm so excited to go, but I got a green card issue. So tomorrow I have an immigration appointment that I hope that I get my green card so I can go. And I don't know.
That's right, because you're from Canada, but you live in
from
Florida.
Canada. That's right. So yeah, I don't miss Canada, girl. I know it's cold up there. I'm in sunny Florida now, and you ain't gonna get me out of here. But I'll tell you guys, it's easy. It's nothing that you can understand until you put it in your body. You got to give it a chance. I took 2.5 years to say yes, so I understand the skepticism. I understand the saying no, but just circle back around. You're gonna figure it out once you get it in your body. You can't shut up about it like me. And I tell you, it's financially. I just got through a divorce. I was broke. I was paycheck to paycheck. I mean, that $200 to invest in this company, that was a lot of money to me. But I've made so much money from that $200 investment, and just the physical appearance that I have, and just, the motivation. And guys, you don't understand. Maria Dillard is a legend in this industry, and we have her at our fingertips. She knows how to do this. I just follow the directions. I don't invent anything. I'm no network marketing genius. I share the product. I don't sell the product. I tell people what it does for me. And I'll tell you what, if you don't get this in your body, you won't know what we're saying. And it's just changed my life. And I'm forever grateful.
Thank you so much. Okay, I know Robin is not driving and she's in her car and she's stopped. So I'm going to unmute you, Robin, real quickly. Tell us a little bit. I mean, your story is just as powerful as all of ours. But what are some things that you think people that are not yet started their Thrive experience need to hear today? Oh, by the way, giveaway number 3 is comment how many pounds Jason just said that he lost. If you have not ever, no, you've never taken Thrive, you've never ordered whatever, I've got a 7-day trial pack I'm going to send your way if you'll, the first person that answers how much weight Jason has lost. Okay, and then you need to hashtag giveaway number 3. And excuse my typo, I couldn't edit that. So, Robin, what would you say to those that aren't yet thriving with us? Like, why is it so important to take that leap of faith? I know you watched me for a good year, right?
I watched you for a year, but you know what? I ordered in November of 2013. I could just kick myself in the tail because it came in and it sat on our counter and we put it away. And it wasn't until Scott got sick that we ever started, and that was almost a year later. So I think that if you're not trying it yet,
shelf life on our products.
right? I think that if you haven't tried it yet, you're doing yourself a disservice because you know, we always say we don't know what it's going to do for you until you experience it yourself. But my goodness, this is premium grade nutrients that it works for everybody. And I just told somebody the other day, you know, Thrive doesn't pick and choose who it works for. We pick and choose what we let work for us. And if you're not giving it that chance, shame on you.
I hear that little Texas drawl there, Robin.
Well, sorry about that. I'm 55 now. There's nothing I can do about that.
No, I love it. I love it. And I know that you and your husband, I mean, life is completely different because you thrive. And I know his story is really, really what made you say, oh my gosh. And you can share a little bit about that.
Okay, so you told us about the product, or you talked to me about it for, you know, in November of 2013. I supported you. I did my thing. I let it come in. I let it sit on the shelf. I let it be put in the cabinet. But it wasn't until Scott got sick until, you know, in May of 2014. And y'all, we were one of those families that were accustomed to living with 2 incomes. And so when he was so sick, you know, it was, you know, Maria kept watching me day to day almost to the, you know, almost all the time saying, y'all, please pray for Scott. He's not doing well. You know, he went through what started out to be 1 easy procedure, turned out into be 4 procedures that, you know, it was a close call. I would just leave it at that. But in September, you know, from May to September of him just lying on the couch or lying in bed and not really doing anything, couldn't do anything. Sometimes he'd have to have help to the living room. Sometimes he'd have to have help back to the bedroom, and just existing. He wasn't living, you know, and honestly, he would tell you today that he didn't know if he was going to wake up the next morning, and pretty much just gave up on everything. Well, in September, like September the 1st, probably the end of August, I called Maria because I've just been watching. And I said, look, you know, and she had been watching too. We talked and she said, you just need to get Scott thriving. You just need to get him on Thrive. It's going to help. The pre and probiotics and this is going to help. And she knew all along what was going on, but she just said, Robin, you need to trust me and you need to get him on Thrive. And I don't even know if at that point you told me about it again because you knew what was going on with Scott. And so because we were accustomed to 2 paychecks for the family, we waited on my next paycheck. And so we made that purchase. I did purchase for both of us because I was flat out exhausted, 60 plus hours a week, to and from work, to and from the hospital. I mean, it was crazy busy, taking care of Haley, taking care of the grands if I had to, and taking care of Scott. Well, it just, you know, when it came in, we started the very next morning. And within like 30, 45 minutes, Scott looked over at me and he says, do you feel that? And I'm like, what? You know, and it kind of shocked me because for 6 months I had been listening to nobody, you know, because I mean, we talked and everything, but all of a sudden he says, do you feel that? And I'm like, I don't feel anything. He goes, I feel something. I feel like doing something. And y'all, it's not big, or it doesn't make much sense or difference to anybody else but us. But he got up and he said, I feel like doing something. And he went and got the vacuum cleaner, which doesn't say a whole lot for me. but he felt like doing something. And he vacuumed the area rug in our back living room. And if you can go from not doing anything for 6 months and just lying there to getting up and feeling like vacuuming, that was huge for him. The next, he walked out to the mailbox within 3 days, which is only 20 yards outside the front door, but that was huge because he hadn't done that in 6 months. One time we tried making it around our block, and Mario, the area around there, and it's not a big block, but for somebody that hadn't been able to do anything for a while, and he didn't make it the first time. We made it to the stop sign the first time and came back, and then we made it over, maybe 250 yards the next time, and I had to set him down on like a pipe fence thing, set him down, and I had to run back to the house and grab the, get the car and go pick him up. But, after all of this time, they told him that he would not even feel like going back to work for a year. And he went back to work in 8 months, which was only 2 months after thriving. Only because of his health and because of how many times he was put under for all of the procedures, they would not have guessed he would ever have gone back to work. Within the year. These days, he's in the oil field. He's a 55-year-old man working with 20 and 30-year-olds out, absolutely running circles around these people. And they ask him, how the heck does he do this? And he goes, you should be thriving. You've asked me about it. I've told you about it. You should listen, For me, guys, it's just crazy because I'm still putting in corporate America hours and, and just go. When you asked earlier, who's the parent that the kids, want to do stuff with, I was like, Grammy, because my grandkids come to me and say, hey, I want to go play basketball. Guess what I did over the weekend? I went and played basketball. I ran laps and dribbled for a long time, and my legs are feeling it because I haven't ran since, October before the time changed. So it's great being able to keep up with the grands, Maria. When you can say that, you're and all of them, they always come to Grammy because they either want to go swimming and we do the swim thing all the time, or it's basketball, football, baseball, and I've done all of the above. So
I love it. Okay, well, let's wrap this up. I feel like today we kind of got to share with you guys a little bit more as to why we love this so much and why we continue to extend the invitation to you guys to thrive with us. So you guys just unmute as you can and touch on that. Why do you share? Why is it so important for you to continue to share your story to help that next person? Jenna, you want to take it first?
Absolutely. I share, you guys, because I think about the people who shared with me, and if they didn't share with me, I couldn't imagine what my life would be like. I feel obligated. Everyone deserves this, and you know what? It's not a blessing unless you share it, so I will share until the day I die because everyone deserves to know what it's like to have a better life. And you guys, when you provide that to other people, like, you're in service, and you it's the biggest rewarding, biggest blessing of your life.
Love it. Megan? Hi, Palmer.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Guys, I will continue to share just because I know my struggles before Thrive as a mom. Of course, we share this with everyone, and our product truly is for everyone. But I think of so many moms that put on that smile and try to fake it till they make it. I think of those moms that just are trying to get by. And there's so much more to life out there. You truly can feel better. And that's why I will not stop sharing, because I truly know where I was before Thrive. And I would hate for moms. Oh, shoot.
It's good.
Oh, she clicked something.
We can still see it.
Okay. I would just hate, for moms to continue to just trying to get by every day. They deserve so much more. And if I can touch those lives, I'll be so excited. To help everyone start.
I love it. I'll mute you so you don't have to worry about finding the screen right now.
Okay.
All right. What about you, Jason? Why do you share? Why are you so committed? Oh, you're muted. Hang on. I'll unmute you. You're driving. Okay.
Okay, so what it's done for me is so amazing that I can't not tell people what it does. And I'll tell you what I really like the most about it. Not only am I helping other people get healthy, but man, I just love to see other people get cars. Like, that's amazing to me. And I've already like got like 5 people cars underneath me, and it's just like, it's a crazy feeling when you see somebody's life change in front of your eyes. And for me to have that opportunity to just to be a little part in that, it just feels so good. Better than any other feeling that you could get when you
I love it.
people.
Well, and I think the thing with that is, yeah, Jason's a guy, so yeah, of course, like the fancy car, like that definitely motivates him and stuff. But the thing is that's eliminating someone's second highest household expense. Typically, in any family budget, the mortgage is the most, and then the car payment is the second highest expense. So, yes, it's great, you know, to drive that car, but Jason knows I'm helping this family alleviate some financial stresses, and that's huge for people, and we absolutely love that. Okay, Robin, you've kind of shared why you share. So, Stacy, I'll let you tell us, why do you just keep talking about this? I mean, this is so out of your comfort zone. It always has been. But here you are almost 5 years later, and you're still hopping on a Zoom, you're sharing your story. Why do you keep sharing? Why do you keep talking about it?
Well, they've all kind of hit it, but it is because it's had such an impact in our life, you know, and a lot of times people see things before we see those differences. So when you have your friends that have watched you forever and they come and they're like, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long? And you see the changes that happen in them, and it just kind of trickles. So, you know, and there is nothing better than helping someone else feel better. You know, you're feeling great yourself, and you just want to share that with everybody that you can. So we all struggle, and we do fake it until we make it a lot of times. And so knowing that you've made a change in someone else that just makes it worthwhile to step out of those comfort zones. And sometimes we need a little prodding, but at the end, it makes it better.
Yes. All right. So giveaway number 4, I'm going to, you've got to be watching the video to get giveaway number 4. But if you are not yet thriving for free, remember Stacy's the one that talked about that. If you are not yet thriving for free, comment here. I'm posting that there, and tell us why you want to thrive for free, and tell us about 2 of your friends that you know could absolutely benefit from this, because here's what I'm going to do. I have free DFT for your 2 friends. So first 2 people that comment, I'm going to leave it at that. So if you're not yet thriving for free, first 2 people that comment on my giveaway number 4, tell me about 2 of your friends that desperately need this, why they need this, and I've got free DFT for both of them. So that's $50 in savings right there. So, all right, guys, well, let us know what you loved about this video. We may be selecting a few more random little giveaways, and I know someone asked if they could share this. Please feel welcome to, as long as your friends have a free account with you so that they can get more information about Thrive on their own time, you are more than welcome to add them to this group. Be sure and tag them in the pin post so they know what this group is all about. And always ask for permission. We don't ever add people to a group without their permission, because that's just weird and spammy, and it just makes people mad anyway. So our mission in life is to help people thrive in life, and that's exactly what we do over here in this group. But let me see what I can do about getting this so that you can actually share it on your wall. Maybe you could start your own watch party with this video, so your friends list would see this and see all these stories, and maybe it would answer some of those questions for some of those skeptics out there. You know, more than anything, I think it's so important for us to be able to relate to people. And I know watching the stories that Tony shared with me for 8 years is what drew me to this. You know, a lot of my friends were promoting other supplements and other products, but there was something special about Thrive. It was intriguing to me that there was this whole dermafusion technology that released these ingredients through your skin directly to your bloodstream throughout the day. It was extremely intriguing to me that it was just 3 simple steps first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. It was very intriguing to me that there were stories after stories after stories and all these smiles and celebrations. I mean, you don't earn an iPad with the company unless, you know, somebody's having some results, right? You don't earn a $2,000 bonus unless there's some results somewhere. You know, people don't get a car unless things are working, because it requires, you know, your customers being happy to ever achieve those types of things. So this is such a product driven business. You know, those 3 simple steps, we know that they're going to create a story for someone. It's just like what Robin said. Are you willing to let it bless you? Are you willing to make that 30-day commitment and let it just bless your socks off? You know, we say it's an 8-week experience because we want to give your body at least 8 weeks to really see, you know, some changes. But gosh, you don't even have to order 8 weeks at a time. You start with 30 days, and typically most people refer 2 friends and get the second, you know, half of their 8-week experience for free. So one thing we know here is where there is a will, there is a way. If you are looking to change, if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you say enough is enough, I deserve this, I deserve to take care of myself and be a better me for my family, time is only going to continue to tick by, right? If you are ready to make that commitment for yourself, you've got to let us know. Be sure and get back with the person that invited you to this group. We have super excited people around here. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to be on today. If you're watching the replay, please #replay. You're eligible for any of these giveaways as well. So thank you guys for hopping on and sharing your story. And that's a wrap. Bye, guys.